Hey, welcome back, frienderinos, to another season of Staying Salty. This week, we are going to talk about the importance of the relationship that you have with your care team and your doctor.
I got cystic fibrosis. See, I've got cystic fibrosis.
So that relationship with my care team is extremely important. We have one that is open and honest, it's trustworthy, and we listen to each other. And for me, that I believe has really helped me stay healthy and has helped them provide me with some of the best care that I can get. So the strength of this relationship with my care team and advocating for myself and us working together as a team to really find the best solution was really evident when I got sick a couple of years ago and my lung function just kept falling. It wasn't all of a sudden rush onto IV antibiotics or rush to transplant or constantly pumping you full of antibiotics. It was a conversation that we had about how I was feeling, what was going on, chest tightness, and but not really feeling like I was sick. And so it was this constant back and forth that we had that allowed us to try different things. We started with IVs, and when that wasn't working, we started with oral antibiotics. And when that wasn't working as well, we went to IV antibiotics. And when that didn't work as well, but I still wasn't super sick and not coughing up a ton of mucus, it became time to try a bronchoscopy. So we tried that. And then after that didn't work as well, and my lung function fell a little bit farther, in between there was a sit down of, hey, well, we know you don't feel that bad, but your lung function's falling and you're having trouble breathing. There was an honest conversation that they had with me about transplant. Our relationship with our doctor, with my doctor and the rest of the team, was strong enough that we asked a lot of questions and knew how scary that sort of topic was broaching initially. And then, advocating for myself with them, saying, hey, I feel like I'm not, talking about my symptoms and saying, hey, let's try this, let's try IVs, or let's hold off on this transplant thing and see if maybe the bronchoscopy will work. And then after the bronchoscopy, it became a question of, hey, let's just let your body rest for a while and not do anything else and just see what happens. And ultimately that allowed my body to recuperate, and finding that I was growing another bacteria from the bronchoscopy allowed me to sort of get back to strength, right? And add another antibiotic into the rotating schedule of inhaled antibiotics. But that was one of those instances where really having a great relationship with my team allowed us as a group to try to figure out and work through the situation and figure out what happened and ultimately arrive at what allowed me to stabilize and then bring my lung function back up. So it wasn't this sort of end-all be-all. And I felt that, having that open and honest relationship with them over the past 10, 12 years has really allowed me to, at that point, have my opinion really heard and us to work together as a team instead of them telling me what had to happen. It was really a back and forth conversation of, we could try this medicine and then this one, or we could let you relax for a while and then try something else. Or let's take you off the study drug you're on and see if that helps, right? So again, I think it's incredibly important to have a strong relationship. I'm fortunate that my doctors up at Hopkins are incredible, and they're very attentive and open, and they listen very well, and they want to work with you to establish your care and not just have them tell you how to take care of yourself. That strong relationship that I've had with my doctors is one that I cherish a lot, and I feel like it's really important to find a care team through the nurses and the social worker and the physical therapist and the nutritionist and the doctor that all work together, and they can make sure that each one of them is playing their part along with you, and that they're considering your input and factoring that into anything that they do, because ultimately it's your body, right? And we feel the things we feel, and we know our body hopefully better than anybody, because we're the ones that deal with the pain and the tightness in the chest and all those other factors that come along with having CF. They're the doctors that when my wife and I decided to have kids, we sat down and had an open conversation with them, and they were the ones that talked to us about the pluses and minuses about having kids, how we could do it, and really sat and listened to us about what we needed. And that, for me, was really important, and it helped us both gain a lot of trust and realize that, while they're doctors, they're a part of our life because they treat us for this disease that there is no cure for, and to make us be able to live as long of a life as we possibly can. I don't just consider them doctors, I consider them friends and a part of my family. They have watched me get older over the past 12 years or so. They've seen pictures of my kids while they've never met my kids, because I don't bring them to clinic with me. They've seen pictures ever since they were newborns, and now that they're 6.5 and 3, and I've seen parts of my care team have kids and shared stories of what life is like, and that is so important for me and so important for our relationship. This is starting to ramble on a little bit, but the first 15-20 minutes sometimes of one of my appointments is us just catching up on what's been going on over the past 3 months. And that really helps me feel like I'm getting the best care that I can, and I'm actually a really integral part of the care that I receive, because I know that what I'm telling them, they're taking into consideration and factoring it into the way that I feel, and what needs to be done. I want to hear what your experiences have been with your care team. What's your relationship like with them? Do you have any suggestions for somebody to build a stronger relationship with your care team? For me, my suggestions would be to be honest with them about what's going on and to listen to their recommendations, but then also hope that they take yours into account also. But you can't do that if you're not honest with them about what's going on and willing to share part of your life with them. That's how I feel like we've built a strong relationship with my team, and the team that takes care of me. So I look forward to talking to you guys next week about switching clinics. I fortunately only had to switch clinics once, but we'll get into that more next week, and I hope you all have a great rest of the week, and take care. Talk to you soon.
I got cystic fibrosis. See, I've got cystic fibrosis.